Welcome to Episode 2 of Architecting Intelligence, a series introducing original enterprise concepts from author Enamul Haque and his book, The AI-Powered Enterprise, Reshaping Business as We Know It. In this episode, we explore prompt capital, the new intellectual property hidden inside the enterprise. In this work, author Enamul Haque identifies a shift in how organizations must manage their internal knowledge. What happens when an organization's most valuable knowledge assets sit unmanaged inside temporary chat interfaces? Many executive teams view AI deployment strictly as an infrastructure challenge, focusing on software licensing and platform access. Enamul Haque defines prompt capital as a distinct class of strategic enterprise asset, moving the conversation beyond simple IT deployment. AI integration acts as a critical knowledge governance challenge for the C-suite, requiring a focus on how proprietary intelligence is encoded. Access to powerful foundational AI models is rapidly democratizing. Soon, the underlying technology will be widely available to every competitor in the market. In earlier eras, competitive advantage came from owning hardware, software, or exclusive datasets. That logic is changing. Enamul Haque explains that true differentiation now stems from the proprietary ability to direct these models via precise, context-rich instructions. Broad, widely available instructions produce generic output. High-value results require instructions built from distinctive institutional knowledge. In a landscape where anyone can access the model, defensible competitive advantage relies on an organization's proprietary expression of its own expertise. Modern enterprise prompts function as highly structured artifacts of organizational intelligence. The first layer of a sophisticated prompt is domain expertise, capturing the specific institutional knowledge of experienced professionals. Next, we encode specific analytical methodologies and business logic, translating internal processes into executable instructions. The third layer incorporates strategic priorities, decision criteria, and the regulatory constraints that define the organization's operating environment. The final layer establishes quality standards, defining acceptable outcomes and the evidence required to validate the AI's performance. In the AI-powered enterprise, Enamul Haque explains that this structure encodes years of professional judgment into a form the enterprise can scale. A prompt enters the category of capital only when it transitions into a reusable, structured architectural asset. This split screen compares two organizations. Both have deployed the exact same foundational AI model. The organization on the left uses generic, unmanaged personal prompts for its workflows. This lack of governance results in inconsistent, flat, and strategically misaligned output. The second organization deploys a governed, proprietary prompt library rich with logic and context. This structured approach yields uniform, highly precise, and proprietary business outcomes. Even when AI models are identical, the strategic divergence between companies is dictated by how they govern and scale their prompt capital. Unmanaged prompts create operational risks, including the loss of institutional knowledge when employees depart and the exposure of confidential business logic. Danger arises when different teams rely on conflicting versions of the same unverified instruction to make consequential decisions. Consider an illustrative scenario involving a senior risk specialist who uses a proven analytical methodology for testing assumptions. The specialist encodes this methodology into a structured prompt that mandates specific evidence and identifies areas of uncertainty. This encoded prompt sets strict rules for when human escalation is mandatory. Enamul Haque emphasizes that while encoding expertise expands access to a method, professional responsibility never transfers to the AI system. Humans remain accountable for purpose, context, and consequential decisions. Validated prompt capital enhances human judgment and supports expert performance. Valuable prompts must move from isolated personal workspaces into a secured enterprise repository. This lifecycle begins by identifying distinctive knowledge and classifying it by owner, sensitivity, and criticality. A rigorous testing and approval process validates accuracy, consistency, and data protection standards before deployment. Effective governance requires continuous version control, managed access rights, and the planned retirement of prompts when business conditions change. This systematic lifecycle provides the necessary protection for the organization's intellectual property. Prompt capital creates compounding value through a cycle of continuous improvement. Every operational use and outcome review allows the enterprise to refine the instruction asset based on real-world evidence. Sophisticated prompts carry the knowledge, methods, and judgment through which an organization creates value. The leadership challenge involves discovering, protecting, governing, and improving this knowledge to ensure its reuse remains subject to human accountability. Prompt capital is an original enterprise concept introduced by author Enamul Haque in The AI-Powered Enterprise, Reshaping Business as We Know It. Discover the book to learn how intelligent enterprises turn organizational knowledge into lasting strategic advantage.